Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Room Next Door. And this movie came out in 2024, and it's currently on Netflix. And this movie stars Tilda Swinton, Julianne Moore, and John Turturro is in it too. And I really enjoyed this movie. I thought the music in this movie was great and memorable. Although I will say it was a bit overpresent in a couple scenes where I wished it was used a bit more sparingly. But it didn't ruin the scene. I just felt as though if it was used just a little bit less, I think it would have helped the movie out just a little bit more. And I thought the performances were really great, especially Tilda Swinton and Julianne Moore. Like, those two carry it for sure. And I like John Turturro in it a lot. Even though he's not in it that much, I still like seeing him in this movie. He never got annoying. He was never a character that just shows up every once in a while just to give you some exposition that's just really boring or just not engaging, because his character, he does serve a purpose. And also, this movie isn't really plot driven. It's mostly just a story about two characters talking to one another and just hanging out. That's pretty much all this movie is. And obviously there is more to the movie than just that, but the core of the movie is just watching these two characters talk to each other. And I thought it was really enjoyable. And I liked Tilda Swinton, how her character is just explaining everything that's been going on in her life, and all these different conversations that take place. Those were always engaging for me. And I was never bored throughout the entire film, despite the, I guess, lack of events in the movie. I was always wanting to see more. I don't know how else to describe it. I was just really happy with the experience of the movie. I liked the structure of the movie, and I will say this much about it. It was a bit different from what I was expecting if I were to judge it based on the first half as opposed to the second half, because in the first half you get a lot of flashbacks, but in the second half, not really. And that kind of took me off guard somewhat, because I thought that was going to be the whole movie. It's just characters talking to one another, and then you get flashbacks as to what they're talking about. And I thought the whole movie was going to be like that, but it's really just the first half of the movie. And this movie just stays consistently good and entertaining, and there isn't really one particular scene that ruins the movie or particularly drags it down, aside from just some editing choices that I felt could have been handled a bit better. And also, there's one scene in this movie that I thought was a bit cheesy and just left no impact on me when it happened. But aside from that, I didn't really have many complaints with this movie. And this movie had some good quotes in it too. I liked some of the lines of dialogue. And I also think that's a huge compliment to the movie, is that the dialogue is very well written. Each character in this movie feels like a different character, and not just the writer arguing with himself or just every character sounding like the writer. Instead, you have characters that are very distinct, and they all feel as though they have so much to their character, despite how much screen time each character is given. Tilda Swinton and Julianne Moore are in the movie the most, but the rest of the characters that do show up, you still get a sense of them being characters in this movie that feel like they have their own character and own things going on with them. It felt very authentic. It didn't feel cheesy. This movie does have some really good lines of dialogue, like I've said already, and some of them I even wrote down because I thought they were very memorable and just something that I would like to remember. I'm not going to say any of them because it's kind of irrelevant, and it doesn't really affect my overall feelings on the movie. If those lines weren't in the movie, I'd still think it's really good, but it's just a tiny little extra thing that gives you something to think about and really chew on. It gives you some really interesting ideas to really soak in. And the ideas that are presented in this movie are actually fleshed out and given proper screen time and explored properly. 'Cause so many movies will just briefly mention them, but just completely skip over them. This movie actually develops them and it properly explores them just enough to where you get enough thoughts going, and it's just something that I really value in movies. And I just wish that more movies would do that and commit and not just to be all over the place and just like throw random ideas into their movies and just say, hey, we've got some ideas in the movie. That means we're a smart movie. It's like you actually have to develop them and build on them and like have it feed into the story in some way. Otherwise, it just feels like you're wasting my time. But not with this movie. And that's about all I have to say about The Room Next Door. I thought it was great. So if you want to check it out, I would highly recommend that you do so. And with all that being said, I'm going to give The Room Next Door an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of The Room Next Door, and my social media links, it will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for mid-90s. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.